Welcome back to the Lace My Podcast, and we back like we never left. And since you're back, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, follow your boy. Today, we have a guest I'm excited for. Believe she's coming from Phoenix, Arizona. She plays flag football, has played basketball, all around just talented and gifted person. I'm excited to have on the podcast. Everybody, welcome Alex.
Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim call. Davidito, he'll cook it up like a kilo. And have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Yes. Kind of let the audience know like who you are, where you're from.
So I'm Alex Parris. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a shoe customizer. I'm an everything customizer, honestly. I make shoes, clothes, anything that can be painted or made. I paint and I make. So yeah, pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay. So I want to jump into a little bit of that, but I want to kind of find out where this started for you, right? Like customizing shoes, you said kind of customizing everything.
hmm
Where did that start from for you?
Um, Honestly, customizing and creating has always been like a just like a part of life for me. So like being younger, obviously having well not obviously, but living circumstances haven't always been the best, but art has always been something that I've always had. You catch me with a coloring book, a doodle pad, something at all times when I was little. So growing up, I'm always the one when I was in high school and student council, I would make all the posters, I would make all the shirts. So when I got to like an adult place and I was able to kind of paint on my own shoes, when I had old shoes and I couldn't get new shoes for school, I would just paint my shoes a different color so it looks like I had I had something new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I grew up and I got adult money, I was like, wait a minute. I could buy airbrushes and sewing machines and all kinds of stuff. So I have that little how hard could it be gene. So I just try any and everything and sometimes it works out. I actually started I played flag football. And a couple of my teammates asked me to paint their shoes. And I was kind of like a okay, like I'll try it. Let's see how it goes. Got the paint for it. Some of them, like one of them bought the paint for it and was like, just try it, see how it comes out. Ended up coming out cool. That's why a lot of the work that I do ends up on cleats now. But yeah, and then it started there and it kind of just spiraled in the right direction, I guess.
Okay. Cool. So where did the love or passion for art come from then?
It's kind of it's honestly family oriented. Like my brother is super, super, super artistic. All of my tattoos and stuff, he does all my tattoos. Um, we my dad draws, he's painted all my life. Like he like whittles into wood. Like he my brother cuts hair, I cut hair. My mom's a cosmetologist. She can paint and draw. My sister can draw. Like it's kind of just been I've always had a creative household, I guess I should say. Like that's just and it's the easiest thing to you can't go wrong with like a creative gift. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
always been like a thing for me. I'd rather make somebody something than to buy them something. Or like even birthdays or Christmases and stuff like that, getting different kind of paint, acrylics compared to watercolor and like that kind of stuff. So it's just always been a consistent, like even in school with projects and stuff, we would have to write a story or something like that. And I would pick the one that's a poem that has a picture connected to it so I could paint and draw in it. Like it's just always been natural for me to want to do art. It's always been, and I would consider myself, I would say like a mimic artist. So like I don't have my specific type, like the Simpsons all have that type of look, or Bob's Burgers, they all have their SpongeBob, they all have their like specific
Mm-hmm.
aesthetic. I don't have that, but if you were to say paint me SpongeBob, I could look at it and copy it and it'll look just like SpongeBob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it just, I don't know. I think art and creativity kind of brings joy to people. It brings joy to me. It's kind of a form of peace, but creating something for someone or having someone trust me to create for them, it's a good feeling naturally. So it just becomes a good addiction. It's something that you can do consistently and nothing goes wrong. It's okay.
Yeah. So, being a person that has so many gifts and talents, right? Like I'm listening to you and I'm relating on so many levels. Like, I don't cut hair professionally, but I started it when I was in middle school. That was one of
Hmm.
my side hustles through college of cutting hair. Like I
Yeah.
draw, I've done music, I
Yeah.
paint, I do all these different things.
Hmm.
And it's I feel like it's rare to meet people who have so many gifts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one would you say that you're the most drawn to out of having all those things? Also, sidebar, I was I don't remember you were on live. I don't remember what page it was on, but you're on live and you were
Uh-huh.
painting, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, you got some vocals too, so I know you got some of that talent in there too. So like,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, which one are you more drawn to? And then in that space, what does it feel like for you?
To be honest, I wanted the thing that I wouldn't want it to do professionally and the most is become a barber. I would have wanted to be a barber more than anything, but when I was, of course, like, family, life things happens. We got to live here. Nobody got to get a job. We got to do what we got to do. So that's what cutting hair became for me. Like, I kind of taught myself. I had an undercut when I was in high school. And I was like, if I can give myself enough bald spots backwards, like, I can cut anybody's hair. So that's kind of how I taught myself. So when I went to college, that was my side hustle. I coached at a high school and I would bring my clippers and stuff to the like near the locker room. So around homecoming, all the boys that couldn't afford haircuts, I would cut them up, get them right. But I could never justify not working for this much time to get my license to be able to go become a barber. And the time frame that I could have, I was already working. So it was like, nah, I can't really get into it. But it's I don't know. It's like a blessing and I wouldn't say it's a blessing and a curse, but it's a blessing and a distraction because I like cutting hair. So if somebody asks me for a haircut, I'm gonna cut their hair. If I get asked to do a custom shoe, I'm gonna do a custom shoe. If I get asked to sew a sweater, I'm gonna try to sew a sweater. Like it's getting pulled in a million different directions. I love doing it, but yeah, if I could have taken one like professional and serious, it would have been being a barber for sure, like 100%.
That Man, that's crazy. I'm just sorry. I'm just thinking about like all the like the parallels, right? Like you talking about like cutting in school and like I that's the same thing that I did. I was doing the
Yeah,
same thing, like
yeah,
nobody wanted to go home looking tore up and rough. So before
man.
every break, like the line down the hallway, everybody coming to the
Mhm.
bathroom, and I'm in there just for hours on
Yeah.
end cutting people's hair and
Had
like,
people in my dorm before every game, before
yep,
every homecoming, before every everything. I still have friends to this day. One of my friends has a birthday situation and he's like, "Can you come over at 7 to?" Like, yeah, man. Yeah.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
make it shake. I got you.
yeah, yeah. Man, that's crazy. Sorry, I was just kind of caught in
No,
that
it's
for
cool.
a moment.
Yeah, it's cool to be able. That's super dope. Like, and to be self-taught, like just to be able to
Hmm.
learn what doesn't make it blows my mind still to this day that like being a barber takes not that it takes so much because I respect people that have gotten their certifications or their licenses or whatever, but like the fact that you don't have to go to school for 9 months to do a tattoo, but you have to go to school for that long to cut hair is blows my mind because I'm like. I can understand if you had no knowledge at all about how to cut hair or do anything like that. Like the same as like driving. You don't know how to drive, go to driving school, you take the test, you know how to drive, you figured it out, just go take the test. Like that's cool. Like that just makes sense to me. But I'll
Yeah,
just
when
stick to
so I
stick
learned
to
I
doing it how I
learned
do it.
I learned how to cut hair from my cousin, um,
Hmm.
who actually was my cousin's husband, but who had his barber's license, right? And
Hmm.
I was like kind of at that space of where they just stopped letting you do the apprenticeship, where you could just
Hmm.
kind of do, follow
Go be
somebody
under
and do
like a
whatever.
master barber and
Yeah,
yeah.
and then you had to go to school. But I was in the same boat. I'm like, well, I'm working and going to school and playing sports. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
for me to go do this thing and do this thing,
Yeah.
but I know how to do it because I like one of the first things he taught me. He was like, well, if you can cut your hair all even first,
Hmm.
that way, I'm not shining the crown to my head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'll teach you how to fade. So I would
Yeah.
just cut my hair in like Caesars and low and brushing and trying to get waves and all that stuff. And then when I got that
Hmm.
down, then he showed me how to taper and like, you know what I'm saying? And then I just kind of
Yeah.
took it from there. So if I see it, I can do it. now.
Yeah, mimic it.
Yeah.
Have being able to mimic. That's how I ended up cutting. I didn't have the like my lineup and stuff. I had like ridiculous baby hairs. It was wild. It was a wild time. But I had the undercut in the back, and I had like at first I think I did it once, and I got my number because we went to state or something like that for basketball. So I got my basketball number in my hair, and then like obviously like I played club basketball and all that stuff. So as I'm like, who has $40 just chilling? Back then, you know what I mean? Like I'm struggling to get lunch. I'm not about to waste that money on a haircut. So I'm like, word. If I can do a cool haircut and it looks cool, nice. If I can't, I'm gonna wear my hair like this, covered up. Nobody needs to know I'm bald in the back of my head. Nobody. And then I have nephews too that like my sister can't cut hair to save her life, so she would just shave my nephew's bald. So I'm like, you're 4, so you don't know the difference between having a crooked hairline or not. So come here. Let me practice. Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
let me see
Yeah.
the top of your head real quick.
That's why I started cutting my own hair because I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I want the number 3," and I leave out there with like the number 9 on the list, and I'm like, "This is not what I asked for." And then
Oh
my
my
hairline looking like Gumby, and I was like, "Man, I can't do this
man.
anymore."
Oh, I
So
cannot. It
yeah.
being having like just this little whatever I got going on. I had a surgery on my wrist once. I couldn't cut my hair, so I went to somebody that I knew. I knew that they cut hair. I just have only seen them cut men hair, like beards and all that
Mm,
stuff. So I'm like, hey, bro, like keep me dark, please. I look bald in the fade was like to here. I
mm.
had no hair on the side. I was like, I will never let another soul touch my head. I will no. If I can't cut my hair, I will not get a haircut. I'll wear a hat. I'm not dealing with that ever again. Never doing that ever again.
Yeah. Okay. We done got way off topic, so let's jump back on the kicks real quick.
hmm
So what got you into like actually customizing shoes?
Um, I started with customizing like I said the cleats, and it became there's a guy that does customs, and he is so cool. I think his name is Serato.
Yep.
Um, yeah, Serato, him. I've seen him customize shoes all the time, and the type of art that he does, like the animations, like he kind of is a mimic artist too. He can do his own stuff. He tattoos and all kinds of stuff, but I would see him all the time, and I would watch his YouTube videos, or I watch the stuff that he do for NBA players and all that stuff. And just having one of one stuff is just so cool to me. Like I promise, I used to paint shirts and stuff when I was younger, just because I just wanted stuff that was mine. So when I started playing flag football, I was kind of like, I don't like these cleats. Like they're just I don't like them. I can't. I can't give. I just don't know what it is. I just don't like them. And so I started with doing a pair for one of my teammates. She had a son, and she likes Pennywise, the clown. It.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, try to do something with Pennywise, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I did her. They came out. Those are still to this day. They did them like four. I did them like maybe 4 years ago. Still one of my favorite ones to this day. Um, I had another person that had me do a Kobe and Nipsey Hustle pair. Just it was just support out of nowhere. Like I tried it once, I posted it, and then it just kind of became a thing. I was always the person that people would go to do certain stuff. Like, oh, I have a birthday, I want to do like a 90s theme. I would do all the airbrush stuff for the for the party just cause. But once I started playing flag football and I realized like there's so many personalities and there's so many like people have different nicknames and you know what I mean? Like there's a guy
Yeah.
that's the Rush King and there's a guy named Hitman because you don't like you know what I mean? Like there's so many different players and so many different personalities. They do different things in the touchdown. Like they do all kinds of wild stuff. And all of them have like there's a lot of people that do have custom cleats or they have these super loud and like vibrant jerseys. There's people that have like jerseys that look like overalls. There's people that have
Mm.
jerseys that look like what did they have? They look like a tuxedo. Like it's super cool, but there's so much personality in every single team. And I'm like, it would only make sense. You know, it only makes sense to have like cool shoes. I wanted to do my own. My teammates trusted me to do theirs. And then it just made me more inclined to want to try more and be more proactive about really promoting it and getting it out there and trying to, make videos and actually wear them out on the fields or go out on the fields whenever I do a custom and kind of advertise it myself just to get people to, see it and
Yeah.
kind of get moving. Because flag football moved fast. Like when I started playing, it wasn't in the Olympics. It wasn't like it was all, I only started playing 4 years ago and it's already moved so much so far.
Yeah.
There's a couple of girls that play for the USA team that play on my team and they wear my customs like on these big stages. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. I just bought an airbrush off Amazon and started painting stuff and then this is where it got.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it started off as just like a yeah, I'll paint your shoes, and then now I'm kind of like I only want to paint shoes. I'd rather
Yeah.
I'd rather just paint shoes if I could, honestly.
That's dope, and I love the organicness of the journey and how some of that is moving. Um, so you've been painting for what, 4 years now?
On shoes, mostly, yeah, about 4 or 5 years, yeah.
Okay. What would you say is your favorite silhouette or shoe to paint or customize?
Ooh, honestly, I would say forces. Forces is just naturally a number one, or forces, or there's a specific cleat, and it's the whole shoe is flat. The whole entire
Mm,
cleat is flat. I think there's a pair of them up there somewhere, but yeah, they're actually right there. They're just completely flat. Like they just have there's no ridges, there's no dips, there's no nothing. I learned golf shoes are really nice to paint. I didn't know about golf shoes at all, but I just recently started doing golf shoes, and like I'm started a pair right here, but like the whole shoe is flat. Like the
yeah.
entire shoe has no dips, no nothing. Um, Forces are most common. They're nice to paint because they're plain, obviously, and they're leather, so the paint sticks to them really well. But yeah, anything with a super flat surface. Materials are difficult. They are my least favorite. Like, I don't want to say I don't like customizing because I love customizing everything. But like when I have to do like Converse, when you airbrush or you paint, it seeps into it. So it almost looks like it's washed
Hmm.
out, and you have to go over it again and again and again, and then it finally stick. But yeah, most of honestly, any leather shoe is okay with me. I really don't care the silhouette, but yeah, flat shoes are flat and leather. That's my favorite.
Flat and leather.
Flat and
Gotcha.
leather. They're flat and they're leather. It could be a boot, it could be a sandal, it could be a skate, it could be anything. Flat and leather, yes, give me
That's what's
it.
up.
Yeah, for real. And they last so long. Like I've had so many people like, well, how come there's people that play football in the Pennywise shoes that I did um 4 years ago, 3, 4 years ago, they look exactly the same. They look exactly the same. Nothing's changed on them. And I'm like, wow, look at me go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that because prepping shoes, I think people they see the end result, they don't really understand the full journey a lot of times, and the
Hmm.
prepping is where the real deal happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the first time
definitely
I
is.
started, I didn't know nothing about nobody's paint. Angela's Alpha Six, none of them. I
Yeah.
was using some, Walmart paint that's not supposed to go on shoes. So,
Yeah.
but that was a while ago.
Yeah. We've grown. We've
Yeah,
graduated.
yeah, yeah.
No, yeah,
Um,
I feel that though. The prepping part, that was a rude awakening for me because I started with forces and not knowing to take the first layer off with acetone or the leather deglazer and all that stuff. So the first layer I'm painting and it's rolling off like water. And I'm like, you said leather paint. What is this? And then you
yeah,
learn.
yeah,
We're here
yeah,
now. We know it
yeah.
stays.
You go
But
through the
yeah.
process for sure, for sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what is half and half, and one, where did the name come from, and then two, what does it mean?
So half and half, I feel like everybody has two sides to them. Like they have an internal and an external. They have a part that they show and a part that they keep to themselves. I feel like everybody's a mix of a little bit of something and something. So that's where the name came from. The first time I decided to create a brand or anything, that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. I don't know why, but it's just, I don't know. Sometimes people are a little happy, a little sad. Everybody has two sides to them, and sometimes you get both. Sometimes you get to know one. If you take the time, you may get to know all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the quote behind my brand is "Smile, you never know who needs it." So
Hmm.
sometimes half of somebody can look like they're happy and then they're actually not, and your smile could be the thing that changes them or keeps them here another day. So that's kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of where it came from.
If you don't mind, talk a little bit more to that, because like when I hear that, my mind goes into so many different places,
Hmm.
and especially if maybe of a space of pulling somebody out of a situation or something that may be dark for them, right?
Yeah.
So, just curious on that. Could you talk a little bit more to that?
Yeah, I'm usually the person that is the I'm always happy. Like I'm I'm always this way. Like, and it's not like I have to have situation. Like it's not like inside I'm actually sad. I'm just showing this. Like I'm actually always like a ball of joy. For what reason? I don't know. I wake up like this, it just happens. I'm a morning person, I'm a night person, I'm an all day person. And it seems like sometimes people will gravitate towards it. Like I could go into a Walmart bathroom and see someone crying and ask what's wrong, and they'll tell me, like, and they're okay with
Mm-hmm.
listening or talking to me. And having that, having that, I wouldn't call it an ability, like it's a superpower, but I mean, it kind of, it's cool to be able to be a safe place,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
have that genuine smile that'll make somebody smile back at you, or you don't know that somebody's dealing with something and then needed to get something off their chest, or they couldn't get something off their chest, and you just being there and being energy and being happy or smiling or giving them that peace or that comfort or whatever it is, even if they didn't ask you to. And I feel like a lot of people keep that side, that half of them to themselves because they're nervous or they don't want to show that side of them. They don't want to seem weak or sensitive or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. Everyone's emotional. Everybody right now, everyone is going through something. And the least you can do is smile. Like that is the least you can do. When you're walking into a random place, you're walking into a facility, a building, a restaurant, a store, anything. Everybody's at work. Everybody has their own lives. Everybody's the main character doing something or dealing with something. And you walking in and smiling at them might have been that little break that they needed to be able to, okay, there's good. There's
Yeah.
some good out there. There's some sort of happy out there. There is something out there outside of all of this stuff that we're dealing with or tolerating, or you know what I mean? And I don't know. I just feel like having that genuine care or genuine concern for any and everybody. If everyone had that, everything would be so different. I personally feel. I feel like being that smile for somebody is not difficult to do. Like it's so easy to just really flip a switch. Like you were saying, you were on the live. I think it was on TikTok live, and there's a lot of times that like people will just hang out. We just listen to music. We're laughing. We're talking about nonsense. I'm painting, showing them stuff, singing songs, rapping. I'm doing all kinds of nonsense. Just being myself, and I feel comfortable being there. There's people that are comfortable being here with me, and it's just cool. I've run into people at the grocery store that'll just walk up and hug me. Like, I've seen you on TikTok, and they gave me a hug. And I'm like, hey, hey, friend, I guess. Like, here we are. I mean, you could have warned me, but we're here. We're here. Here's the smile and the hug. And we're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I love it, but that part would probably creep me out a little bit.
Throws me off. It's happened
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 times now. And I'm still
Wow.
like, not, I don't think I'm that. It happened at I was at the grocery store. There was a group of like 6 women, not girls, kids, nothing, women. They were like in scrubs. And they ran towards me. Ran. I'm not kidding you. When I say ran, they ran, phones out. You the one that, and I was like, no. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, wait, what are we doing? And they like took pictures with me, gave me hugs, and they were like, oh my gosh, like we watch you, we seen this, we saw this video. And I'm like, all right, this is what we doing. And sometimes it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I run into Walmart real quick to grab some like a shirt that I got to airbrush to customize. I'm looking crazy, my hair's all over my head, and somebody's like, "Are you the one from?" Yeah, yeah, yep. I don't know how this happened or why we're here together, but yep, we're here, and this is what this is who I am. Yep. You feel like I look the same? All right, cool. That's fine. All right. Yeah, it's
Wow.
unusual, but it's still really cool to see. Like, it's not like, like I know I'm not a celebrity in any way, obviously, but like some celebrities get like very weird creeper vibes that happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a genuine, I'm happy to see you with complete strangers. Like, I feel like I know after they tell me why they're saying this to me. I'm like, oh, hey, like, all right, we're here. We're doing it. We're here. What's up? Like
Yeah.
we're just gonna get through it, and it's cool. But yeah, it's been a new thing, but
The
it's still
running
pretty
up
cool
and
to see.
saying hi is fine. It's the hug that's I'm like I would be.
The touch thing, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the part that kind of threw me off
Yeah.
too. I
Give me
was
a
kind
few
of like,
seconds here. Like introduce yourself.
whoa,
Let's
maybe
start
a
with a
knuckle,
handshake, fist bump, something.
yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
let's something over there. Maybe air five it.
Yeah.
Maybe a not like not. Who are you? Who are you? And what are you? Answer 3 questions first before you get over here trying to touch me. Get
For
back
real.
up.
For real.
Yeah,
So
definitely interesting.
what gave you the courage to say, hey, I'm gonna do this, this thing that's so out of the box, right? I
Hmm.
understand, like working and doing whatever, but trying to pursue something on your own too, um,
Hmm.
take some courage, right? It takes some guts. You got to get past the negative thoughts of no one's gonna like this and da 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 da, whatever else is going
Yeah.
on in your head to be able to
Hmm.
do it, right? Um, and it looks like you got quite a bit of work happening behind you. So,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
what
Love it.
what gave you the courage or the ability to bump past that thought
um,
process?
honestly, I I can never like thank my little village enough. Like the teammates, when I tell you, I have a couple of teammates that have ordered things for me. As soon as I said I was gonna start doing it, they ordered things for me, especially the ones that play on my team directly. There's a couple of them that I've known since I was like, so one of them went to high school with my sister, so I've known her like decades. One of them I
Mm,
went to high school with in middle school with her sister, and I've known her since I was like 8 or like 11 or 12 or something. So as soon as I said I was going to do it, they immediately supported me. And like even now looking back at some of the stuff that I did do and then the stuff that I do now, I can still FaceTime. Like when I start doing customs or I feel good, I just got chills because I can finish one and I can FaceTime one of them and I'm like, hey, look at this, and they are shocked, like
mm,
floored with me because I'm like, dude, look at what I just did, and they look at it and they're like, oh my god, like that is. But just knowing that it's it's important to somebody. Like even it doesn't matter how many customs I'm going to get in the future. I'm not saying I don't care about the customs in the future, but the ones that I'm doing at this moment, who they're for, it means something to them. Like
mm.
there's a I love getting the reactions from people. Like I did a Lilo and Stitch pair of Air Forces for a little girl. Her mom recorded her. She screamed at the top of her, held the shoe and shook it and screamed for like for like a good 12 seconds and didn't drop the shoes and was holding her head like freaking out. Like, how did you manage to do this
Yeah,
to a shoe with my name on it? So just like knowing that something that I created was able to bring that kind of joy to somebody, I don't care if I only got to do it twice. That still sits with me. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
some people, you won a championship ring, you won a Super Bowl. That's a memory. That's a core memory for that kid. Or you know what I mean? Or when people
yeah,
trust me to do like memorial stuff for them, when I create like they want their grandmother or someone that passed on their shoes or whatever it is, like just having that kind of moment for someone and them trusting me to do that. I don't I if I get 14 customs, if I get 14,000 customs, every single one of them means something to somebody. And for their ideas to come to life or to see them light up when they actually see what I created, couldn't buy it. Couldn't pay for it. Couldn't get it no other way.
okay, dope. Um,
Yeah.
One of the questions I love asking, and this it be difficult, it may not be difficult.
Hmm.
Out of the shoes that you've designed, give me your
Oh,
top five.
top five.
Yep,
Oh, okay. So like my customs that I've created.
yep. Out of the ones you've
Okay.
created.
So they're in no particular order because I can't put them in an order. So one, one, I did a Nipsey Hussle and a Kobe Memorial custom. That one came out crazy. And it's on a cleat and it looks exactly the same still. It's the type of cleat that I was talking about, the flat
Yeah,
ones. That one.
I
There
seen that
is
one. It's dope. Yep.
the Pennywise one. That was one of my favorite ones too because the Pennywise came out creepy. I'm a chicken strip. I'm scared of everything. So when I was doing that and I removed everything and I did the little whites in the eyes and all that, I was kind of like, okay, I need to turn on some lights in here. I'm uncomfortable. But she like the person I did it for, she has Pennywise like tattooed on her leg and on her like
Mm,
she loves like horror and all that stuff. So they were perfect for her. But I was
yeah.
like, okay, I may have I outdid myself a little bit. I wish I would have made him a little more friendly. Um those two. Let me see. I'm gonna look. Now I gotta look at the Instagram and see what.
Ah, look at you with the cheat code.
Yeah, I gotta check references. I gotta check my references. um, let me see. There's a few of them that are like, so that's two. Mm, so
Yeah, that
Nipsey.
you. I think you're gonna stump yourself now because you're gonna be scrolling and see too many. But go ahead.
Yeah, right. There's a Harry Potter pair that I did. The Harry Potter pair came out really cool. I really, really, really love those. And just the idea that was sent to me and the way that they ended up coming out, I was like, okay. So those three, that's three. Um, there's a Disney pair on here, and it has all different Disney characters. I kind of got creative freedom. She told me her two favorite colors, and she was like, "I like Simba, Buzz, Belle, Chip from this and these five characters." And I was able to put all five of them on the shoe, and it
Mm.
came together so well. So that, yeah, those. Um, mm, So I have a fifth one in an honorable mention. So I just did a Hello Kitty pair. I
Okay,
just did a Hello Kitty pair,
I
and
saw those.
they stressed me out because I wouldn't call myself a I'm kind of a sneakerhead, but like I don't get them because I want to resell them, and you know what I mean. I actually wear my shoes. Like I really love shoes, which is why I feel like I gravitated towards customizing shoes so much. But these were on some cement threes, the ones that just came
Mm-hmm.
out, and they were brand new for a kid. And I'm like, you couldn't let her wear them five times. Like you couldn't, you couldn't. You just had to get them and give them straight to me, huh? You can't just let her break them in. It's happened before with like some Concord 11s, but the cleat version, like you had to get on the site at this time or they were sold out. He got them and shipped them to me and had me paint them. And I was like, no, put them in the mud first, please. Like, let me. I appreciate the respect. They came out really cool. They're like Galaxy and like they came out cool. But yeah, those Hello Kitty ones, they came out so cool. Like the way that the pink faded and the Hello Kitty on the side, I bedazzled them a little bit. Those ones came out cool. And then my cleats are completely bedazzled. The whole shoe is bedazzled in red. They're Chicago ones.
Okay.
But the whole entire cleat is bedazzles. The black check mark is black dazzles. The white has the diamond colored ones, and then the red has red dazzles on it. And yeah, those are. I don't ever want to get rid of those cleats. Like I'll keep redoing them and keep redoing them if I have to. But those are probably like those are top five in honorable mention because I've added myself in there. But yeah,
All right, all right. We'll give you the honorable mention on this one. Um,
yeah.
what is your favorite sneaker or shoe, just personally?
11s,
11th.
Jordan 11s. Yeah, 11s and fours. If I have to choose another one, fours. But 11s are my number one. I've my cleats. The ones that I have now, those were kind of like a newer. I just got them because they were available. So I was like, I need new cleats anyway. But the cleats that I did play in were 11s. I play basketball in 11s. I have like snake. I have the three snakeskin low colors. I have the Concords. I had cool grays. All of them. 72 10s. All of the 11s, hands down. Got a keychain of an 11. My phone case was an 11 at one point. I Jordan 11s, that silhouette is crazy to me. Like can do no wrong. There's no wrong in an 11. You can wear that with anything. I've seen people in weddings with 11s on. I've seen people on the basketball court with it. You can never go wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, 11s.
yeah,
That's the shoe that made me fall in love with shoes for sure.
yeah. The
Yeah.
11 is mine too. So that's why I was like, hands up. Yeah, I hear you. Hands down for
We
sure.
we're right here, right?
I
I like it.
know, I
I
know.
like
I'm like,
this. This is cool.
this is interesting. Uh,
Yeah.
Very, very, very dope. But yeah, no, absolutely love 11s. The first time that they dropped, I begged my mom to get them. Absolutely begged her to get them. And she said no all day long. And then
Yeah.
later on that night, she was like, okay, fine. And I was like, what? Oh, let's go. So yeah,
What'd
I
you
love
say?
them.
Man, I
Yeah.
remember one of my friends because I didn't, being in high school, like getting Jordans like that. Like I used to, me and my brother did the same things. Like we would play people. It's not good, but I would play people one on one for their shoes. And sometimes I would come up, sometimes I wouldn't. But I had a friend that had bread 11s are my ultimate the one. Those are the ones. And man, yeah, like I
Yeah.
promise I can get the phone case is literally sitting right there. It's literally a black phone case and it has a bread 11 on the back of it. But he wore like a size, I wore like a 9.5, 10 in men, pushing it at 10 and a half. but he had 11s. He had the bread 11s, and they were like a size 11 and a half, 12. And I remember balling up some socks in the front of those shoes and wearing. I was like, I'm not gonna crease them, but you said I could wear them, and you don't wear them. Can I please wear? He ended up letting me have them. Honestly, Jacob, I'm sorry if this ends up coming across you. I don't even think you let me have them, bro. But you never got them back. So
Like they're mine
yeah,
now.
they were mine, and they never fit. They never fit. I wore those, man. I wore those things down to the ground. I wore those things down to the ground. I wore them so much. But I take really good care of my shoes. But the fact that they were 14 sizes too big, the minute I was able to
Yeah.
get my hands on my own braids, I had the original, like the old ones, and then I ended up getting the newer ones. I had a pair of the lows that I like hooped in. Those, man,
Yeah.
11s are
Even my
beautiful.
football cleats are 11s. They're all black low top 11s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, we got the same. Yeah, they're kind of like
Yeah.
Space Jams.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
the white soap. We got the same.
Yeah.
See, get
Yeah.
out of my head. You gotta get out of my
Hey, hey,
head.
hey. That sounds like interesting. Like I started catching at the
Yeah,
beginning, so I thought that was dope.
yeah.
What would you say has been the biggest thing that you've learned so far?
Um, Giving myself grace. I feel like I'm really,
Mm,
really hard on myself when it comes to customs and creating and just doing things because I feel like some people, in the most respectful way, I don't use this word in a mean way or anything like that, but like some people are simple. Like some people are like, I want this shoe to be blue to black. That's it. And I'm always like, do you want me to put your number on it? Do you want me to add your name? You don't want to put Batman on it? Like, you sure? Like, are you positive? I can do that. I'll add it. It won't change much. Like, but yeah, I think giving myself grace, especially when like that joy that I was talking about, like what do I get out of it? Like I'll do a custom for someone and I'm like, I did not do enough. Like I feel like I
mm.
didn't do enough at all. And then I give it to them and then they give it as a gift and that person loses their mind. And I'm like, never mind.
This podcast is sponsored by Davidito Designs. If you don't know who Davidito Designs is, I'm Davidito Designs. And if you're listening to this or watching this podcast, this means my website is available for you. So if you want to get custom shoes, purchase some merch, or just go on and support your boy, check out this podcast on my website, daviditodesigns.com. All one word, www.daviditodesigns.com.
Just learning how people what people appreciate, what people like, what people don't like. Like sometimes people give me creative freedom and I'm like, that's your are you sure? Because this something's gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot that's gonna happen on this shoe. But yeah, just giving myself grace to like really I don't know what to embrace my gift. Like
Mm-hmm.
embrace the fact that I can create and that I'm good at it. Like I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
gifted at doing this and it's not like a coincidence. It's not like a there's not like a hoax. It's not a joke. Like I'm actually pretty cool at making stuff on, putting stuff on shoes, and like even when people ask me to do like unusual stuff, like you want Lilo and like Stitch standing next to Winnie the Pooh, like I can put them together, and they're like, you know what I mean, like doing
Yeah.
random things that people ask me to do, knowing that I'm capable of it. For me, I know I'm capable of it because I've done stuff like that all the time. Like I used to draw stuff all the time or coloring books or whatever, like I was telling you. But knowing that it is a rare thing to be able to do. Like it's not everybody can do it. And what I'm doing is actually like to some people it's like out of this world. Like it's kind of crazy that that fit on a shoe or that I was able to bring that idea that they had. Like it always I think the best example, like I have a physical example of a shoe that someone sent me and it was like Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and like
Mm-hmm.
Donald Duck or something. In the picture, I knew who it was because I know who they are, but it wasn't them, Like it wasn't the shoe that they showed me was not those characters. And she's like, yeah, I want something like this. And I was like, are you okay with it looking a little different? Like it's gonna look, I don't want to say better. I don't know who did that. I don't know if that, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
gonna look more like them if that's okay. And I didn't know if that was specific for a reason, like if somebody she knew did that or what was going on. And she was like, I don't care. I just want it to be Hot Diggity Dog and Mickey Mouse, Daisy, Minnie, these character, Goofy, Donald. I just want them on there. The baby shoe was like this big. And I actually ended up putting each one on the shoe, and she was like, "Whoa, like that is not what I was expecting." And I was like, that was like, I think that was my first like realization of like
Hmm.
what I do compared to, you know what I'm saying, like what
Yeah.
could be being done.
Yeah.
No, like again, no shade to anybody. Like people do their kind of art. Everybody, Picasso. I'm just like, yeah, that's wild. You see those faces
Yeah.
and things that
Yeah.
he did,
Yeah.
impressive, but also what, you know. So like, I'm just like, hey, art is art. But when I was able to compare those two and know that that's what she was like, that's what I wanted. Like that's, I didn't expect it to look so much like them, or like even just certain details, eyes, twinkles, and stuff like that. Just giving myself the free space to say like you did what you were supposed to do, like you did
Yeah.
as good as you could do, and that person already knew you would do your job, so just you're okay. And yeah, that
Yeah.
would probably be it.
So there's something in there that I'm hearing, and I would like for you to elaborate a little bit more on, right?
Hmm.
There's, I feel like for every artist, well, I'm not gonna say feel, for every artist, there's an elevation of skills, right?
Hmm.
And there's a time or a point where I feel like your eye changes, right?
Yeah.
Um, Talk a little bit more to that, and when did the difference of okay, these certain details come into play, right? I can
Hmm.
tell, I know for me, I was in photography class and we had to go take pictures of an object, right?
Hmm.
I took picture of a random wild rabbit like in the field.
Hmm.
The majority of the picture is field, and in this little dot, there's a rabbit. And I'm like, yeah, that was the subject matter. And I remember my teacher at the time being like, okay, what was the point of this? Were you trying to shoot the field? Like, no, I'm trying to shoot the rabbit. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, then your perspective needs to go from here to here. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
needs to be from so broad to this
Yeah.
is the subject matter. And then if
Hmm.
you want to go deeper than that, you can. And
Hmm.
that's kind of when, for me, my eyes start changing, right? Um,
Yeah.
what has been your experience in that space to say, oh yeah, I can focus in or hone in a little bit more on these things?
I think it comes from having the, I say it takes patience. It's a lot of patience. I would feel like before I felt like whatever I did was like I don't really know how to like put it into words. That's a good question. You got me. Like I think knowing that there are details that can be accomplished in patience. Like there's a lot of details and a lot of things that can be accomplished in patience, and it's actually way more simple than I was making it, or a lot more. It's not it may look complex looking at it, but with really like taking the time to understand or break down each little thing. Like there's a pair that I have right, I'll show you right now. There's a pair that I have right here. um and the idea was Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of the things that was like, I was able to be patient. I was able to break it down a little bit more. I was able to have a conversation with the person that wanted the custom, so I can kind of spitball my ideas and how I can make it make sense for me as the artist and for you as the person that's getting the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's a painting in Shuri's his sister's laboratory, and it's like this, like I don't know if, I think it's like an African painting or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the whole painting is like black and white, and there's only two characters on it that are like colorful.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the very beginning, have you seen the movie? You've seen Wakanda Forever,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just,
I mean,
hey,
yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
gotta. I've asked multiple
if you
times.
haven't, I feel bad for you. You should go check out
There
them.
are
Uh,
people, let me tell you, there are people that
well,
have not seen
yeah,
it.
go watch them.
But right. But in the beginning, when they do his funeral, the wall that has his mural on it, it has like those symbols and stuff, and then there's the big mural of him. So the idea behind the shoe was to have the whole shoe be her art, and then the
Mhm.
inside panels of the shoe are his mural, and the wall. So the way that it came out is like it looks like the actual art and stuff that's
Mm,
in her office, and then that one panel is like that wall in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
So, but I was able to, because these on the actual painting are closer together, but I was able to split them up so that it kind of, you know what I mean? It made sense. And then the
Are
other
those
one, it's,
Are those golf shoes?
Yeah, these are golf shoes.
Okay. Okay.
So the other one is the same, but the picture in the inside is a little, there's a
It's
different
different.
one so
Yeah.
that they can have some sort of a like uniqueness to them. Um, but having the patience to do the whole shoe, like breaking down certain steps for me. So I make my own stencils on my iPad, and then there's this stencil paper you can get at Michael's, Joann's, whatever, and you can use a Cricut. I used to use tape. I used to put tape on my phone and draw my own stencil on my phone, and then cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and then put it on, and then paint it or airbrush it, whatever. Now I have the Cricut, thankfully. But and one of my friends, she used to let me use her Cricut all the time, and she wasn't using it, and then I eventually got one, but I'll make my stencil whatever my lines, like this one needed to be like the detail work is black. I do the whole thing black. I put the whole stencil on there, do the whole thing white, take the stencil off, and then do the details. Instead of me stressing myself out, having to do the like every single detail on my own, the outcome is still the same. I still created the stencil myself. I still drew it. I still, you know what I mean? Like I still did
Yeah.
every step, but giving myself the simple way of making this come to life so that when I do take a step back and I look at it, I can add, okay, that eye needs to be a little bit bigger, or that little dot needs to be a little bit smaller, whatever it is. But that was like the switch for me. Like there's a simple way to do things and it looks so complicated. Like there are so many customs that I've done. I am asked like, "Oh my gosh, how long did that take you?" And I'm like, 38 minutes. Mm-hmm. That took me 38 minutes. I'm not some of them take a very long time. Not even go, I'm not gonna flex. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I finished those at 4 p.m. Some take a long time, but that's a lot of details and a lot of, a lot of different changes and you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, just really having that moment of like, and I think the thing that made that moment happen was the Pennywise shoes. Shout out Shayla, because she tested me with those cleats, man, and I was stressing. But I had a picture of Pennywise. It was like the real picture. I got on my iPad on Procreate, and I did like a layer. I did all the lines for his eyes and all that stuff. Just the lines that I did, put it on the stencil, put it on the shoe, airbrushed everything, the red, the white, the black, the every single detail, and then just taking off the stencil and trusting what I put underneath there. That black stayed, the stencil was in the right place. I did the lines where I needed to, the eyes, the whites, all the things. I peeled that thing off and I said, okay. Let me go into a room with other people because this is kind of creepy, but this is cool. Like just having that type of realization, like it can be so simple. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be, it doesn't have to take a million years. It doesn't have to take a week to do. It can be as simple as possible and it can come out so good. And it will be whatever people expect. And having the peace of mind to know that if it's not what you expected, you can say that to me and I can fix it. Like
Yeah.
that's okay too. But yeah, just having that understanding that like it can be so simple. And that shoe was the one that was like, oh, I've been making this difficult. I've been making this very, very, very difficult for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. So man, once again, so I think this is very, very dope. Like the first time I tried to do stencil work, I used tape. I drew on the
Hmm.
tape, cut it out, try to put it on the shoe, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yep. Got a Cricut, use my vinyl, all those
Yep.
things. And I constantly try to figure out ways to simplify, but a lot of times my thing is if I can perfect the silhouette of it, then I can figure out everything else in between that silhouette. But that
Hmm.
silhouette is so important because I feel like if you have the wrong silhouette, then it completely throws whatever character or whatever else you're
Yep.
doing off. So the
Something so
silhouette for me
simple.
is,
You can
yeah,
look at that and be like, no, I know what you were going for.
yeah, yeah. So one of the things while you're talking that just made me think about was to be one to be able to sit and do that for so long. You have to be in a certain space of being engaged,
Hmm.
right? Some people may say your flow state or whatever. What does
Hmm.
that look like for you? I know for me, the world almost disappears, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, oh crap, it's been two
Yeah.
hours. I need to go eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Mine, I get the same way. Sometimes I'll customize on live, but honestly, it's just music. Music will get me in a zone, and there's nothing else going on. Like when I am on live, that's a little bit of a distraction because I'm responding to comments or doing that kind of stuff. But it's So most of the time, like I have like a little hook that my headphones just sit on right here because I'll put a playlist on, put my headphones on, and I'm just doing stuff. I'm just working. I'll do this pair, I'll put that pair up there, do that, do this detail, put the crickets right here next to me, do that real quick. Like everything is just right here. As lights on, sit in a chair, work until I run out of water in my spray bottle or something, and I got to get up, and then I realize I'm human and I probably need to drink something or eat something. But yeah, like the other when I was doing these ones, I got on, I came in here, I sat down, it was like 6 o'clock, and then it was like my dog started barking, and I'm like, what is wrong with you, bro? And I looked down and it was one, and I was like, oh, you have to go to the bathroom, dude. My bad. I'm so sorry. We'll go get you a pup cup and some treats. I'm sorry. I didn't even he let me know when he had to go. That was the first time he did it. I can hear him. But yeah, just throwing on music will do it every time for me. Every time I need to focus or just like hone in on something, the headphones in and just locking in as soon as that the music starts playing and I actually sit down and get doing it. Because it'll if I don't have headphones on, I'm kind of distracted. I'll check my phone, I'll text, you know what I mean? Like just I'm a little bit distracted, or even when I'm on live, when I'm doing like extra details on stuff or something like that, that's when I'll be able to do a live. But most of the time, throwing on some music or a good playlist, locked in. I'm in a zone. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody. You can. I may not hear anything you're talking about, but once that music is on and I start working,
Yeah, it's a
curtains.
wrap.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 5 artists from a musical standpoint.
Ooh. Hey, hey, what are you doing?
I mean, you said
Okay.
you vibe out to music, so
You're right. You're
we trying to
right.
figure
You're
out what we
right.
should add to our playlist. So, what's the top 5?
So, okay, top five. Jasmine Sullivan, um, Tori Kelly. Um, I like singing songs as you
Mm-hmm.
as you heard when
Mm-hmm.
I was on live.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine Sullivan, Tori Kelly, old Beyonce. I don't really care about new Beyonce very much. Respectfully, Beehivers. I'm sorry, but Dangerously in Love, Upgrade You, that Beyonce,
Okay.
that Beyonce. Um, Chris Brown. One more. That's four. Yeah, that's four. Okay. One more. Mm, dang, this is difficult right now. I'm really stumped. I really appreciate people that can sing, like sing their butts off. A newer artist, Anaya Lamise. Have you ever heard of her?
Yes.
Her, yeah,
Yeah.
she would be. Shoot, honorable mention her.
Yeah.
Since I said
I
her,
cannot
but
not hear or know who she is. I'm from Houston. She's from Houston. So,
oh yeah,
I
so
can
Beyonce and
not.
Anaya, you know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beyonce, if you didn't know, I would be upset with you, but we're fine. It's fine. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. But yeah, I would say yeah, that would probably be my top. That's probably the most replay. When I'm on live, I apologize over and over because I'm oh my gosh. Sasha Keeble. Have you heard her?
Mm-mm.
You have to listen to this woman sing. There's a song called Why. Why by Sasha Keeble. That song was on repeat. It still is to this day. I will have it every third song. It'll be like Jasmine Sullivan, Tori Kelly, Why. Chris Brown, Jasmine Sullivan, Why, Tori Kelly. I'm like a creature of habit. Like I don't know what it is, but certain songs will just get me into like a certain space and I'm chilling. But yeah, I think honestly, a lot of female artists are the ones that like keep me focused and keep me chilling. But yeah, Jasmine Sullivan's voice, crazy. Tori Kelly's voice, crazy. Sasha Keeble, she's new to me, but she can sing her butt off too. And Anaya Lamise is just a beast in herself.
Yeah.
That lady can sing
Yeah. For
anything.
sure.
She can
Yeah.
read a receipt and I would listen to it on repeat, honestly.
Yeah. And remix it into her own style.
What I
Absolutely.
would hate
Yeah.
it. I would hate it if she took one of my songs and remixed it. Because what are you
Yeah.
doing? Leave it alone, please. Leave my
Yeah.
song alone. Let me have
For
my own
real.
song.
So it's still on music. This one may be hard. Okay. It may be hard. All right.
Mhm.
You have one album to play. Only one album to play. What is that album?
What is that
One
album?
album to play for the rest of your life. That's all you get is
You, the
one.
rest of my
That's
life,
all you get is
you
one.
don't like me at all. Jeez. Honestly, Chris Brown's self-titled album. The one, yeah, with Your Man Ain't Me and yeah, that one, that's probably the one. Front to back, top to bottom, whole thing. I know that whole I had that on a CD. I used to what? That was my jam. That one was my album. That one can probably, yeah, yeah. Nah, why you ask me that? Because Jasmine Sullivan's new album is called Hotels. That one is a cool one too, and it has like a progressive, like the artist that she has on it and all that. That whole album is cool, but there's like a nostalgia about that first Chris Brown album. If we had one for a male and a female, I'm changing your question. That's the two.
Ah,
I'm
these honorable
maneuvering your
mentions.
question. Yeah, I've been sprinkling them in there every now and again. Yeah,
All
that would
right.
probably those would probably be the two.
Okay. We'll let them slide. We'll let them slide.
Thank you, thank you.
So sounds like you're an athlete. Sounds like you
Hmm.
did some hooping. Uh,
Yes,
are you still playing flag football?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I am.
Dope. Dope. Um, basketball.
Hmm.
Yep. I need to know.
I
And
um.
and I want to know from women's basketball side.
Hmm.
I need your top three female players of all time. Actually, let's make it a Mount Rushmore. So give me four.
Okay. I would say Dawn Staley, Candace Parker,
Okay.
Cappy Pondexter, and Lisa Leslie.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, a little bit of speed, a little bit of height, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
it. I'm not mad at
Excuse
it. Not mad at it at all.
my dog, just so you know. He may want to make an appearance, just so you know. Just a heads
Oh,
up.
it's all right. We just say we got a special guest. It's all good.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
probably gonna get to talking and trying to yap. I'm like trying to feed him treats as we talk. Little needy
so,
guy.
so let me ask you this question. What's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's new trying to get into shoe customizing?
Um, I think you got some good questions in that phone over there, sir. Um, I think a piece of advice that I'll give somebody that's new to customizing is to give yourself grace, give yourself patience. Don't feel like you have to do what other people are doing. Don't feel like you have to be at the same pace or the same spot as other people. You're right where you need to be. You're learning where you need to learn. Just be patient. Give yourself grace. It's not a race. It's not a race at all. And the more grace you give yourself, the better you'll be right on time. Yeah.
Okay. I like that because sometimes we tend to beat up on ourselves when we feel like we should be at a certain spot and we're not quite there yet. So,
Hmm.
yes.
You never
Yeah.
know who hasn't started yet and isn't where you are. And you don't know how long somebody that you're looking at has worked to get to where they are. So
Yeah.
you might be rushing to get somewhere you haven't earned yet.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
your time.
Yeah. So, doing this side gig entrepreneurship um, type of lane or thing, what would you say has been kind of your business model, and how do you go about doing business?
Um, I honestly like kind of in a I would say kind of community. I try to make sure that everything that I do is really personable. Like working through like a website or like having like forums that people can fill out and stuff. That's not really my type of way of working. I like to have conversations with people. I like to actually understand them. I like to know what they got going on, why they want what they want, if it's meaningful, if you do or don't like things. Like I love to be able to communicate with people directly and actually like have conversations with them and just like build some sort of a community in it so that if when you wear the shoes you're comfortable with sending me a picture or video of you wearing them or telling your mom or your aunt or whoever it is that you talk to you to feel comfortable sending them to me. It wasn't just a business transaction. Like you kind of create like creating a little village, if you will, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say is the most common question that you receive from anyone who's interested in getting shoes from you?
um Most of it is how long. How long and how much is the most common question because I feel like most people think that I'm going to charge them like their left kidney for a custom because there are a lot of creators that do charge whatever they feel that they're worth, and sometimes that's a lot of money. And I don't think it's considered sometimes like, and I get told sometimes too that I don't charge enough or that I should charge more, but I charge based off the work that I'm going to be doing. Your pockets have nothing to do with the work that I'm going to be doing. And sometimes it's even like if there's a kid in high school that wants to get a custom and I know he's saving up his allowance or something, you know what I mean? Like just being able to make something kind of happen and make it affordable. I feel like people charging as much as they do for super simple stuff or even some of the complicated stuff, like I understand charge what you're worth. I'm not Your price is your price and that's cool. But I feel like that's the most common question. And I feel like it's because people are thinking they're just gonna have a conversation with me and then just not want to do it because they feel like I'm gonna say a price that's like unrealistic. Or like I'm gonna charge them their car note or something crazy. Like, no, it's not gonna be that. But yeah, that's usually like the first shock of a conversation with me is that I don't I don't try to like break people's banks doing these customs.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's always a tough one. It's always been a tough one for me too, because I also understand like how much time and energy and stuff I put
Hmm.
into a piece and
Yeah.
the person on the other end may not, from trying to figure out the
Yeah.
concept, design,
Yeah.
everything.
It can have like a give and take to it. Like on one side of it, it's kind of like I'm not gonna charge you anything crazy, but then I am still gonna charge you, and you feel like, oh, that should be easy to do. But like you also don't do it, so you don't understand it.
Yeah.
You're not understanding what all I have to do, especially like when it comes to shoes. Like every shoe gets prepped or prepared, but I feel like when it comes to like athletic shoes, there's a different like process that they have to go through to make them durable and you know what I mean? Like especially with customizing like the plastic part of a cleat or something crazy like that, making sure they don't crease wrong or break or bend, airbrushing the right amount so that they're not going to just peel off and chip. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think it's appreciated how much work does go into it actually. But in
Yep.
certain instances, some people do fully understand it and feel like, oh, you should be charging more for that. And some people are like, why are you charging so much? You're not doing anything. But
Mhm.
it's not really understood. Like if you knew how to do it, if you
Yeah.
knew how to do it, you would
That's
not be
why
here right now.
one of my sayings is creating is problem solving, because there's so many problems,
Mm,
little things that come up while you're trying to create or design something, and you got to figure out, okay, how do I get over this hurdle and still make it functional, still do it in
hmm.
the timeline, and all that kind of fun stuff. So,
Yeah.
next question. So, because you said you not only customize shoes, you're doing some clothes and that kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
So, who would you make an entire outfit for, shoes and clothes? What are you going to put on it and why?
Um, Chris Brown.
Mm.
And I would probably put my phrase on it. My smile, you never know who needs it. This is one of my logos, but I have one that is it's like a little girl with like a curly head, like a little bun. She looks like me when I was like 3. And she's holding it's like instead of it being a balloon, like she's holding like it looks like she's floating with balloons, but she's holding a hot air balloon and it has the smile like this on it and it says smile, you never know who needs it. Yeah, I would make an outfit of that and then some shoes to match it. Yeah. Cause I feel like that guy embraces and embodies growth and a lot of the oh no, there's a lot of things that like he's gone through that he's dealt with and all that. Obviously, we don't know Chris Brown. Obviously. We all
Yeah.
know Chris Brown by being Chris Brown, but there's a lot of things and like there's a lot of joy that he brings. There's a lot of positivity that he brings. He's just equally paints, plays basketball, sings, dances. Like he's all of the things. And I feel like to be that type of celebrity, like you, there's a lot of celebrities in the world, but to be that kind of celebrity and to still be like a people person is
Yeah.
crazy. It's so crazy to me. So yeah, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And it would yeah, that's what I would put on it.
I would definitely say that he's a Swiss Army knife for lack of a better
Man,
description.
perfect
You know what I'm saying?
example.
Like,
Perfect example.
yeah, dude could do
Yeah,
a little bit of everything for sure.
everything. I'm sure he can cut hair too. I'm sure of it. 100% sure he could do it if he put his mind to it. Yeah, that would be
um,
the guy for sure.
so talk to a little I mean, talk to the audience, but a little bit more, probably to somebody who's like starting or has been doing this for a little bit. Because you said
Mhm.
you've been doing it for a while. How much resilience and like just willpower that you need to be able to continue to do this and push forward?
Um, I feel like when you're driven by your desire to create more so than money, it doesn't it doesn't take much. Like as long as you don't start to change into a person that's doing it for money, it doesn't take much at all because you get the opportunity. Like I get to customize. Like I don't feel like I have to customize. I get to. So like when I get to do golf shoes or football shoes or Air Forces or baby shoes or a denim jacket for somebody's gender reveal, like there's so many different situations and so many different opportunities that can come of this.
Yeah.
And it honestly it builds you as a person too. Like it helps you with your communication, it helps you with the way that you speak, it helps you in so many different ways and aspects. So as long as you stay motivated and understanding that yes, it's something to some people, I don't find it small, but you're customizing some shoes, it may seem like it's not that big of a deal, but it's important. It's important to stay motivated, it's important to stay inspired, it's important to stay driven and keep that desire for it. But as long as you are doing it because you love doing it, I don't think it takes too much to try to, fight for it to stay important to you.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's too difficult, especially when you love doing it. Like you're really not doing it for the money. Like when we were talking about like the question, like most of the I get it a lot that I need to charge more, I need to do more, this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I hear that, I understand. But the experiences that I get being able to customize for the people that I get to customize for is better than getting paid another $300 or $200 or whatever it is to me. You know what I mean? Like almost equivalent to like Shaq. Like he could have had shoes, Adidas, he could have had Nike, he could have had all of these things, but instead he chose to put his shoes in Payless because he wanted to make sure that people had a name that everybody knew on their foot. I had Shacks at one point, and what? I had bread Shacks. I'm sure they were called that because they were black and red. I remember them. The cleanest. I kept those things clean for so long. I think I was like second or third grade. I don't remember when it was, but they were black and red. I remember them. Couldn't tell me nothing. But like the the concept behind that, like I love breads and I love, you know what I'm saying? I love
Yeah.
those, but I also knew who Shaq was, and you not well, who gonna say something to me? Who's flyer than me? Nobody. Nobody. Nobody's don't step on my Shacks. Back up.
Yeah.
Relax. But yeah, like I just feel like it's because those shoes they're quality shoes. There was nothing wrong with them. You know what I mean? Like there was no issue. It wasn't attached to anything crazy, but it's something that everybody can get their hands on, or if you aren't able to get your hands on it, there's a version of it that you can try to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being able to create for sometimes it's kids when I used to coach and some of the kids that play on the teams and stuff like that, like they want to have things like that or their parents can't afford it or whatever the case is. Show me that you got all straight A's this semester and I'll, you know what I mean? Like just doing little stuff like that. It just, I don't know. It just means more. It means more to be able to make an impact, and make a difference,
Yeah.
even if it starts with the feet.
Yeah. So, where does that energy come from for you, right? Like there's there's a lot of positivity like pouring out of you, and there's also like this sense of willing to give back. Where does
Mhm.
that come from? Where does that stem from?
Um, Not having a lot, I guess I could say, and just making sure that no matter, I just feel like there's always t- half and half. There's two sides to like everything. Like you can take this perspective and be mad and be angry and be upset and be hurt or whatever the case is, whatever you're dealing with. But if you deal with that, it's infectious. Like you're just gonna give that to somebody else. And why did that person deserve that? And it takes, I say this all the time, it takes a million positives to outweigh a negative. Like in the same situation where I'm like just telling a random person, like, you look beautiful today, you look beautiful today, you look beautiful today. I can say it every single day. One person is gonna say they look ugly and they're gonna remember that. And they're gonna feel like they're never gonna wear that shirt again. They're never gonna wear those shoes again. They're never gonna do their hair like that again. Because that one stranger was like, ew. And now they'll remember the face expression that they made. But me saying that they look beautiful today is gonna go right over their head and they're not gonna care. So every opportunity that I do have to kind of put that out into anything, because it's also infectious. Some people do feel like they'll experience that or they'll have that kind of interaction. And I don't know, thinking of like kids, for example, like when I coach, I have tattoos, I dress how I dress, I have the shoes and stuff like that. But I'm positive. I don't cuss all the time around them. Like I don't do all the extra stuff. You know what I mean? I've never drank, I've never smoked, I've never done any of that. 31, never touched anything in my life. And they're like, oh, like that's cool. Like, like that's okay to be like that. Yeah, it is. It is okay to like Disney. It's okay to play football. It's okay to play sports. It's okay to be super smart, be a mathlete, no chess. It's okay to do all the things you like doing. And somebody thinks it's cool. And it's okay to be like that. You don't have to fall into none of it. And it from being little tiny kids to older people. When I used to work at a like in a building, when I worked at a call center, there'd be older people that are there and I would talk to them all the time or have conversations, and they used to thank me all the time for like just taking a second to talk to them. And I'm like, you're a person. You're a person. I don't care that you're 74. You're a regular. You come to this job the same way that I do. Like you're regular. We're regular people. Like you can be a human being. It's not that difficult. There's too many people that are like, I don't know, engulfed in like social media and feeling like they have to have an image or they have to have this amount of money or show this amount of things or whatever the case is. Life is happening to everyone and it's free to be positive. So when you step outside, it's automatically 84.99 when you step outside. Like nothing, nothing is, you can't go outside without spending some sort of dollar somewhere, somehow. It's expensive to breathe, it's expensive to do everything. Being positive, I get a chance to make you laugh, if I get to make you smile, if I get to point out something that you didn't notice, or you know what I mean, just do something nice.
Yeah.
That it don't cost me nothing. It don't hurt me none to say something. It's more painful for me to be like, dang, I probably hurt your feelings. Cause I'll
Yeah.
think about that for the rest of the day. I'll remember that I'll want to apologize 150 times because I'm like, I really didn't mean it. Like I swear, I promise. If I say something that's even like remotely, you made a face and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. It wasn't that. I swear. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It takes too much of a toll on a person to be negative or to give off the negativity or to be the person that has to receive it. So even if I've dealt with things in my life or my family members even say it, they don't know where I came from. They don't know, they don't know where I came from. I'm the unicorn, like of all
Yeah.
of them. I'm always happy. I'm always dancing and bouncing and laughing and doing stuff 24/7. I promise. My sister, me and my sister, night and day. Like I'm a rainbow and she's like the color black. Like she likes Halloween. I like Christmas. Like we're just totally, we're besties.
Yeah.
That's my best friend. But it's so funny. But yeah, even some of them still like, why are you still like this? Yeah. I'm gonna be 174, just like this, in my
Same way.
wheelchair. Yep.
Same way.
Yeah.
Dope. Dope. I love it. That's awesome energy. Um, what is something that you're excited about that you're working on now?
Um, the partnership that I have with the guy, his name's Maurice. He plays golf. Um, He's gotten a few when I say a few, I mean like 11 pairs of golf shoes that he sent me. And he's kind of just planning he wants to bring creativity and custom and just any kind of creativity that he creates in his mind. He wants to bring that into golf because he feels like golf is a very, I don't want to say boring sport, but there's not a lot of like pizzazz. There's not a lot of wild, loud stuff that happens in golf, and the small things that he can do, like having custom shoes or certain colors or things like that, to make them pop. And he just wants to be able to bring like some sort of culture into the sport. So he's had a lot of different ideas. I did a pair of his custom his cleats that were the Kanye West graduation
Mm.
album. We did a pair of those. There's the Wakanda Forever right here. There's a Galaxy pair that we're doing. There's a Year of the Dragon pair we're doing. Um, all kinds of stuff. There's an 808 Heartbeat, the Kanye West album
Mm-hmm.
that he wants to do. What's another one? There's a Paisley pair. There is almost like a whole bulk of them that are just going to be different floral patterns and like kind of like Hawaiian flowers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty cool. It's already a cool project because there's just always something new to do.
Yeah.
There's always something new to do. I have like the other ones that are kind of sprinkled in. Like I have a couple pairs of football cleats here. Like these two are different orders, but everything else on this shelf is all his stuff. He's like, I'm just gonna send you a bunch of pairs, and then when I think of an idea, I'll just text you, and we'll just kind of go from there. I'm like, yep, that works for me. And
Yeah.
it's never like a dull moment. So like the same way I think I was explaining earlier, like when you look at a word for too long, it stops looking like a word, and it's like, what? I don't even. Or you say it too many times, now it doesn't even sound right. That's how I'll get when I'm customizing. So if I'm working on one shoe and I don't have anything else to like kind of distract my mind, I feel like I'm like, is this supposed to look like this? Like, what am I
Yeah.
actually doing? Or I'll go to sleep, wake up, and I'm like, I did all that. I didn't even realize I did all that. But when I can kind of bounce back and forth between a couple pairs, and I'll do this galaxy, and then I'll paint this face, and then I'll go do that character or whatever it is. It's just a nice, like, I don't know, when I'm listening to music and I get in that zone, I can just bounce in between ideas, and it feels like a fresh start every time. And I'm not like exhausting my mind and super focusing on one thing. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that because he has so many ideas, and I'm like, I've never heard of it. We're doing it. Never
Yeah.
heard of that. Doing that also. Yeah.
Yeah. Those Wakanda ones that you showed me, those are dope. So yeah,
Thank you.
I
I
can only
appreciate it.
imagine like how the rest of them are gonna come out.
Man,
So
I'm so excited. Especially there's the I don't know if it's the like who he's sponsored by or like the brand that they wear. Like you know
mm,
how most basketball players wear Nike or whatever the
hmm.
jerseys are sponsored. Whoever his brand is a lot of blue. Like it's a lot of different blues that they do. So this pair is like a Galaxy pair. They're gonna look kind of like the Galaxy foams. Galaxy
Hmm.
foam posits that
Hmm.
those. That's what these are gonna resemble. And then there's another pair that's. Have you seen like Asian pottery? Like it's like
Yeah.
white and all of the art on it is blue.
Yeah.
So another pair is gonna be just like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Like one has like
Yeah.
a dragon on it, the other one has like a koi fish on it, all the little flowers and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited. Everything the next like 9 posts on my page are probably gonna be all golf shoes, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that because I get to
Yeah.
create. I get to customize all of these
Yeah.
golf shoes, and I'm lit for it.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like you've been kind of put into a box, you know. It's
Hmm.
I feel like it's very easy in shoe customizing if somebody sees you do one thing and then everyone's like, "Oh, I like that one thing," and now you got 50 pair of that one thing, and then you end up getting burnt out because you feel like, like you're
Yeah.
a factory or something like that. So
Yeah.
having the ability to create and, be expressive in so many different ways, I think is important, especially when you're doing this, or find the space to be able to do your own thing while
Hmm.
doing this too. So um,
Yeah.
the fact that you can work on more than one pair of shoes at a time is not I.
You have to
I'm
focus
like,
on one.
this is it. This is the one. And then once it's done, we'll move to the next one. Unless I'm doing like two pair that are the same
A
shoe.
similar,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I feel
Then
that.
then I'm like, okay, because this is the same process. And I've only
Yeah,
done that once. I don't like
yeah.
I don't like doing multiples of the same design.
I
If I can
don't,
avoid
yeah.
it. So
I've only had that happen to me one time, and it was adorable because I got to do it really tiny because it was like a baby shoe, the kid shoe, like the
mm,
one that was screaming and running around the house. The first shoe that I did was for one of my friends. It was Stitch and Angel, the pink little monster too.
hmm
It was Stitch and Angel, and then on the other one is Stitch like this, and then most of the shoe is white, but it's just them on the sides of it. And then I posted it, and then someone was like, "Hey, my daughter just turned 3. Can I have these? This exactly?" And I was like, yes. I've never done that before. I asked the girl, I'm like, is it okay if I redo this for somebody else? And she was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, all right, just check it. I don't know if it's like a 101. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
real.
I haven't had to I think that's one of the cool parts about doing customs too. And I feel like I have a very unique experience with customizing because I play flag football, and that's where a lot of my customs come from. And no team is the same. No team, no player, no nobody. Usually they'll see me do one and they're like, oh, I have an idea, and it's totally left field. Like they'll have one shoe, like there's a pair that I've done on one shoe, it's like a Dragon Ball, the ball for Dragon Ball Z.
hmm
It's like a 3D version of that ball. The whole shoe is black, just the ball. And then the other side is like the Joker, it's called a Batarang or something like that.
mm
It's that thing and has like a Joker card on it. Nothing related. Neither shoe. Both shoes are all black, but they have completely different things on both sides. Um, and then he did another one recently where I want to say he did two. Yeah, he did two different things. He did one side was like the Filipino flag because for his like culture, and then he had his daughter's birthday, and then on the other side he had Predator from Alien versus Predator on the other one with his son's birthday, and then on the front he had like a claw scratch mark on the Predator shoe, and then on the other one he had like a little crown. Like nothing about it made any sense, but I'm like, hey, that's what you want on your shoe, sir. That's what you get on your shoe. Well, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's so many of them that are just completely. Sometimes I get lucky that same day. His teammate plays for a different tackle team, and he wanted something to match his jersey, so that was the ones that were like green, and I painted them like teal or something. That was teal, had a bulldog on the outside, and number 32 on the inside. Same thing twice. We're fine. Get he's done. We're good, and now I can move to this extremely random flag with Predator
Yeah.
and all this, like
And
no
claw
no
marks and
sense.
everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing made sense about it at all. But I was like, hey man. And it's always so random, like the things that they'll request or what they'll ask me to do. Like there's a couple funny ones. Like I had to do a pair that looked like Timberland boots. Those were
Mm.
funny. Those were really funny because they actually, when he's on the field, it looks like Tim's tied super tight, like
Tight. Yeah.
super, super, super tight. And
Are
then
they
there was a
high
pair that
tops or something?
uh yeah, there was some high top. I don't know if they were Under Armour or if they were Nike. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, there were some high top cleats. And then there's another one that was low top. But I did them to look like Cortez's
hmm
because their jerseys. It looks like they look like those little homie stickers, and they have like the Dickies. That's
Yeah.
what their pants look like. It looks like they have like the belt hanging down and everything, and the jacket, the shirt looks like, or jersey looks like an open flannel with a white t-shirt under it and a
Yeah.
chain. It looks so clean. And then the guy got there was two of them. One got the black Cortezes, and then one got white Cortezes with the green check marks and all that stuff. Yeah, that came out cool. Those came out cool. But
That's
it's
dope.
so random. Like I feel like when you're customizing, you're not in like a sport or like in a specific like niche or certain area. You kind of just get what comes to you, and that I feel like dwindles down to like Air Forces most of the time.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and the flag football community is a little family community anyway. So everybody knows everybody. Everybody's kids are out at the field too. So some people will see cleats and this and that, and their kid's birthday comes up. That's how the Hello Kitty shoes came up. The guy that I did the Timberland boot custom for, he got his daughter those Hello Kitty threes, and I'm like, hey, whatever we want. Whatever
Yeah.
anybody wants, we're just gonna do it. Yes. Yes is
Yeah.
the answer. When? I don't know, but yes is the answer.
Yeah. You may have to get in line, but yes.
Right. We'll make it
Yeah.
happen
Yeah.
somehow. We might be doing all of them at once, but we're gonna be doing them. Just let me know
Yeah.
when. Just let me by when, and I'll say yes or no. But we'll get it.
All
We'll get
right.
them going.
Two quick things before I let you get up out of here.
Mhm.
One, where can people find you at, follow you, if they want to get a pair of custom shoes and get in the line, or a jacket or whatever the case may be? Where can we
Yeah.
find you at?
So my Instagram is you can either look up Alex Parris, Alex and then Paris Parris. And then the custom Instagram is half creation. It's easier to type in my name, but yeah, simple as a DM. That's all you gotta do. Follow me or DM me, comment on a post, whatever one you like, whatever floats your boat. Shoot me a message, have a conversation with me, and we can get you going. Get your fly stepping. That's we can definitely do that.
Dope. And give the audience one piece of advice, positive saying, or something to leave with.
Smile, you never know who needs it. Always, 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 always. You may not be able to say nothing, you may not be able to do nothing, you may not be able to spend nothing, but it is free to smile, and you really genuinely never know who needs it. Yeah.
Dope. Thank you for being on. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
There you have it, folks. That has been another episode of the Lace 'em Up podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Leave any comments down below. Is there questions you want me to ask these different artists, shoe customizers, creatives as I'm interviewing them? Drop them in the comments if it's something that you want to hear or learn. Continue helping me take the mystery out of how artists turn their passion into their careers. Once again, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the person who was on the channel, who shared their insight, their experience with you. Until next time, remember, fear is fake. Creating is problem solving.
Whoa,
Peace.
listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim call. Davidito, he'll cook it up like a kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stick.